Hi, and welcome to Lightroom Plain and Simple. I'm Rob Shepard, and I want to give you some ideas about working with Lightroom that is not just some big compendium of lots of facts and tidbits. I think sometimes that can be a little overwhelming and a little confusing. I want to really share with you a specific workflow that works with me that helps me immensely in working with my images. Frankly, it can be tough because I have a lot of book projects that I'm working on which require an awful lot of photographs, and I couldn't possibly do the projects that I do without Lightroom, because Lightroom makes it work more efficiently and more effectively and helps me get better images, frankly. Well, I'm going to show you really the plain and simple way, the way to get into Lightroom and find the stuff that's going to truly work for you. Not everything. I'm not going to cover everything. If you want everything, you can find that on the internet. You can find that in other lessons. There's all kinds of places you can find that. I want to really focus in on what's going to help you most and really get your photography on a different level using Lightroom. Well, first thing I want to talk about is the layout of the interface here, because frankly that's one thing that can help you a lot in getting quicker and more effective use of Lightroom. So if you look at this, this is how it starts out, and we got lots of stuff going on here. There's a banner up at the top that has the modules. You've got a panel on the left. You've got the work area in the center, panel on the right, and a film strip down along the bottom. Now we don't have to have all of those open. We can only work with the ones that we want to. In this case, I'm going to be in the next section working on this left-hand part, which has our organizing functions of Lightroom. There are some things that help us in organizing on the right, but the key area is on the left, so I'm going to close what's on the right. And you can do that with these little arrow icons, but I find it really easier just to use the function keys. The function keys are at the top of your keyboard. You'll see them like F5, F6, F7, and F8. If you don't remember the exact things they do, just push them. Doesn't hurt anything, because if it is the wrong one, push it again and push another one. So if I hit F5, you can see it removes that top panel. Hit F6, it removes the film strip. It actually doesn't get rid of it, it just hides it. I want to get rid of the panel on the left, F7. The panel on the right is F8. So that has allowed me to change the interface that way. I can also use Tab to get rid of the panels on the left and the right both at the same time. And if I hold Shift Tab, it gets rid of everything, of all the panels, so that I just am left with the work area, which now spreads out to fill whatever my monitor size is. Let's go back to this. So in this case though, I just want to remove the stuff that is on the right and the bottom because I don't need that at this point. And I want to simplify my interface. So I'm going to use F8 and I'm going to use F6. So now I just have the stuff that's on the left along with my pictures, and this is going to make it much easier to work with. Now I'm going to give you a couple of other controls which are really helpful. If I click on a specific picture, like this picture of the poppy blossom, if I hit the letter E, that's called the loop view, and it will immediately show me the picture full size. If I press the spacebar, that gives me a large version, an enlarged version, and you saw a little thing that said that it was loading. So I can look at a really small detail. Hit the spacebar again. It goes back to showing me the whole picture. And if I hit the letter G, I'll get back to the grid. Now this is all in Library right now. So this allows me to go and look at things. I can go to another picture. Say I really want to look at this little flower down here, which is a monkey flower. Hit the space bar to see it big. Hit the space bar again to get it bigger. Hit the letter G to go back to the grid. Simple, fast, easy to go between your pictures. You can't do that any other way. I mean, think about it. If you've ever used Photoshop and you're using the bridge, okay, Now, I can do a little bit of that in Bridge, but here's something you can't do easily. I'm going to hit the letter D. I now am in the Develop module. And again, I hit the space bar, and I can go back down to see the whole image. Now, and I can change again the panel on the left. So now I have this nice big picture, or nice big image of my photograph to work on in Develop. And I want to go back and pick another picture, hit G. I'm immediately back in G. I can go say, oh, well, you know what? I really want to go back and look at that flower, that little, the poppy flower, and I'm going to go to D. I can work on it and Develop. You can see how quick and easy I can move back and forth between Develop and Library. So I can go back and forth between organizing and between processing of the image, which I think is great. So I can go back to G, which is where we have our main work to get started on in Lightroom. And in the next program, or in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to organize your images, and then we'll go further and start looking about importing, and I'll give you some tips about working with the organizing features within Lightroom.